So welcome back to the Uplevel Lab Masterclass series. I am now pre-recording these sessions because I'm having too many technical difficulties when it comes to going live on Facebook, and I really want to deliver high quality content to you guys. So I am shooting these beforehand and I'm going to be uploading them to Facebook. But what I highly encourage you to continue to do is make comments in the comment box, share, engage. Let's still have a dialogue around this because I think it's really important to engage and to share and to comment, even though these are pre-recorded. So this is just me being able to control the environment a little bit, deliver a better, higher quality output for you, and not distract me with whether or not Facebook is going to work for me or not. So today, today's class is all around starting a side hustle or taking your side hustle full time. So I have done both of these things. I started a side hustle when I was working in Adland. I was an executive, and I actually was open with my work and my boss, and said I'm going to be leaving eventually. I know that's not a scenario that everybody has, but because we were going through a bit of an acquisition as a company, he wanted me to stay and carry the team through for a few years. So it worked really, really well for me. And that was my scenario. So I started a side hustle. So I started quite a few things on the side that I knew I could learn from as I went along, that were kind of taking things in small steps. I knew I was opening a retail concept store, and it was going to have a product, a suite of products. So I learned all around retailing and wholesaling, and I went to trade shows, and I did all of this in my weekends, my evenings, on work trips. I would work on my computer in the evenings or on planes, and I just squeezed it into every kind of nook and cranny that I had. And the beauty of starting a side hustle while you're still fully employed is that you have a constant income. That's obviously a benefit. And for me, it worked really, really well. And I think there's so many people that start their entrepreneurial journey in this way. And then at some point, when you either have enough savings, a lot of people are kind of doing this because they're unhappy with their job. Sometimes people just kind of up and quit and really make sure that the side hustle is going to, the new business is going to work. Maybe they already have some idea that it's going to work, and they go out on their own full time. And that's, I guess, the ideal scenario. But, I guess some people want to be able to have multiple income streams, and so start side hustles as well as a way of developing one of those income streams, and maybe can keep them going long term. So today I'm going to talk to you about that, and I'm going to take you through a presentation that I shall share. That's where I do my presentations in, and I find it works really, really well. And it actually now exports into PowerPoint if you want it to go into PowerPoint, but I haven't really ever needed to move it to PowerPoint. So a little technical thing there. If you're making presentations, there's nice templates to start with, and it's just really, really easy, like gone are the days of PowerPoint stress. And so, like I said, today is all around making the leap, how to start your side hustle and leave your job for good this year. And if this is going to work for me, it's going to jump 2 slides. So what I'm going to cover today. So I'm going to cover the 5 top tips to starting your side hustle or going full time on your own. These are things that are, just consistently come up when I canvass my community, when I canvass other entrepreneurs, when I've gone into Facebook groups and asked these questions. So this is not just my opinion. And 5 actions to start today. Whether you're out on your own already, or whether you're thinking of this or you've already started, these are just things that you can consistently do and start doing today. So I've gone through a little bit about me every single session, but if you don't know already, I come from a corporate executive background in advertising where I worked for 11 years, and I went and started my own retail concept store, completely brand new industry, didn't know a thing. Yes, I came from advertising, but we worked in corporate advertising. And really what comes out of that, after a career of 15, 20 years, is that I am a strategic thinker. And I love a big idea. I love a big dream. I will push you to the next level when it comes to thinking big. But I also love rolling up my sleeves and getting into the execution. So sometimes people come with one or the other, and I really do love both. I love brainstorming. I love coming up with ideas, new business ideas, thinking on the ground with somebody as to whether an idea is going to work. What about this? And I'm just super resourceful when it comes to that. So my coaching works really well when I'm working, side by side entrepreneurs, because you kind of have to juggle both. And I really hone in with my clients on helping them make more income, but also more impact in the world, which this world just needs more of. And female entrepreneurs are big impact makers. And I run online courses, one-on-one coaching, and a mastermind called the Uplevel Lab. So from a serial leap taker, one bit of advice is just start. I am an avid believer that you just start, cause the problem for yourself, create customers, make yourself have to figure out how you're going to fulfill that. If you've sold something, just start your journey today, and you will never regret it. Just start. There's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be a time when all the moons are aligned. And I'm an avid believer, just start your journey, and everything will come. But there are some things to remember. I do love this quote. So from Michael Ventura, there is no finish line. There are only mile markers, or kilometer markers if you're in Canada or somewhere else where we use kilometers. But so we're not really looking to try to get anywhere. There are mile markers along the way, and we want to be present along the way. And I'm all around thriving in our business and really taking care of ourselves as we go along. So I love this quote because it's all about the fact that we, just taking step by step to get a little bit further along the line. But we always talk about, oh, I want to get there. I want to earn a certain amount. There is no there. It's all about being here and being now, and really enjoying the journey as you go along. And so straight into the 5 tips when going out on your own, or if you've already gone out, these are all absolutely relevant for you as well. So number one thing, and I think I say this in all my master classes, no matter what we're talking about, whether it's personal development, whether it's life coaching, whether it's entrepreneurial coaching like this, get clear on your purpose and why. Now, without any understanding or any having not done any work on why you want to do this business, it's not a business plan. This is why you want to do this. So what is coming from within that is driving you to create this business or do this side hustle? And you need to start journaling and writing these things down, talking with a coach about these, if you have a coach or a friend, and getting really clear on what that is. And then once you're really clear with your purpose and your why, writing that down. And it's not a essay, it's a couple of sentences around why you're doing what you're doing. And that serves such a purpose every single day, because in the journey of an entrepreneur, you will go up and down and up and down, and you will fear and you will doubt and you will think that you're an imposter and think, oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not the expert. What do I know about this? And you will just constantly do that on an hourly basis or a daily basis. So having that pinned up, I've got it pinned up in front of me all the time. Some people put it on their mirrors in the bathroom. Some people put it into their kitchen, just places where you can come back and say, yes, that's why I'm doing this, and back at it. So getting really clear on your purpose and why. I will put a link into the comments with a document, which is a download that I have called the 5 Secrets to Fast Track Your Business and Personal Growth, which is a bit of a mouthful. But the first step on that is working out your purpose and your why. So if you're only going to go and grab that document just to do your purpose and your why, then grab it, and it'll ask you some questions that you can then answer yourself on paper. If you want to go through that with me, then just make a comment here in the Facebook page. I'm absolutely happy to use, I offer a 30-minute discovery call to all of my potential clients. And if that's how you want to use it with me, then I'm absolutely happy to provide that service to you. So just let me know if I can do that with you. The second thing is get clear on your vision. So your vision isn't your purpose and your why, obviously, because I'm separating the two. Your vision is very much about understanding where you're going, or where you kind of want to go to with your business. And that's the big idea. Like I said, we're not always trying to keep our eye on what's always out there, and it's about being here and now. But with a business, you do need a high level strategy. And then from there is when we work it down and get into your execution. So what is your big vision? Make sure you're super clear about it. So your purpose and your why is a bit more of a personal thing. It's good to have a personal purpose and a business purpose. And then the business purpose is the thing that kind of drives your vision. So the third thing, I want you to really think about this hard, because I didn't until this stage of my journey in being an entrepreneur or a career person. I never really, I've totally underestimated the power of your mindset and having a good mindset every single day. Because like I said, there's lots of ups and downs through all of this journey, and having a really strong mindset will help you through that every day. It will take a beating. And like I said, you will have some days that you wake up and feel totally unmotivated. You'll need that mindset to be able to switch and be able to listen to that. And the better you get at training your mindset and your mindset muscle, the better you are at listening to yourself. And then you start hearing yourself almost whisper. A friend said it to me the other day. She said, you're getting so in tune with how you're feeling and what's going on in your heart and your mind and your soul, that you start to actually hear it whispering. And that's the same thing for my health. Little things are coming up because I'm getting more in tune with that. And the more in tune you get, the more you hear it. So I highly encourage you. There's so many ways of training your mindset. and just, Google it, look out there. I've done lots of videos on it, but it's so, so key in the success of your business, because you are at the center of it. And half of your success might be, your skills and your tools and your offering and what you're putting out into the world, but half of it is based on how you show up for yourself every day, based on how your mind is going to let you be. Number 4, I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee. This one, again, I've learned later in my career. I always networked, and I have had coaches through my life. So I never really tried to do it, totally alone, but to the extent that I would tap into a coach and then I would say, okay, that's enough for me now. Or I would, I had networking organizations that I was a part of, the Business Chicks in Australia, which was huge, and went to events, but I never really tapped into the real power of other people being cheerleaders for me. And I had friends, and they, and I guess the difference between a group of friends and family and acquaintances is that they're kind of not in the same shoes and in the same boat as you. So they don't really see or feel what you're doing on a daily basis, and they can't relate as well as other business besties that might be going through the same thing. And so whether it's a business bestie or some soul sisters through a mastermind or through some Facebook groups that you might be able to tap into, I highly encourage you to get 2 or 3 or 4 that are just around you to be able to help you brainstorm, help cheerlead, help support you, help keep you accountable. And that's exactly what my mastermind does, is be able to kind of bring that group together for you so that you have people who are in the same boat as you. And I highly encourage you to do that. It has been transformative for me when I have created that inner circle around me. And number 5, make a plan. So I see day in, day out, I see entrepreneurs who come to me and clients who come to me, prospective clients, who are just kind of, yes, I've got my to-do list. Well, my to-do list isn't a plan. A plan is a strategic plan. So it's not your business plan. Your business plan comes before that, if you want to create it. Some people dive in without a business plan, and fine, that's okay. But having a strategic plan that you can follow for the year, and even more detailed for the quarter, and every single quarter as you go, is absolutely mandatory, because without a plan, you really don't know where you're going and how you're going to get there and what steps you need to take to get there along the way. And I do have a strategic planning template that I'll also put into the comments if you want to tap into that. It's pretty high level, and it'll just get you started in the key areas. But again, filling that out is really important. And I do that with my clients in the Uplevel Lab, and also in my one-on-one coaching. So if that's something that you want some help doing, then I'm more than happy to help you do that. Those are the top 5 tips that I think that whether or not you started or whether or not you're already out on your own, that you can really perfect and hone in on to make sure that you're going to have the greatest success with this business that you're doing. Now, these 5 actions to start today. Now, I've talked about networking. So start networking today. Start immersing yourself into the industry that you're going to be working in, and that your business is related to. And the networking, you can join Facebook groups, you can start reading, you can start listening to podcasts. Doesn't matter what bit of information that you're receiving, start immersing yourself. So these are kind of things that you can do to immerse yourself if you haven't left your full-time job, on your way to work, in your commute, at lunchtime when you have 5 minutes. Just really start living and breathing the terminology of that industry. Start learning, when I hit retailing and wholesaling, I didn't know what minimum order quantities were, or pro forma invoices. And so there's a lot to learn when it comes to new industries, and you can learn it. And I learned completely different industries as I've changed my path, along the way, but you just need to immerse yourself, and that you can start today. Review your budget is number 2. So this can be done anytime before you leave, ideally, and while you're still, employed, because this is a time when you can really look at building up some savings. And people often say having 2 or 3 months worth of savings to keep you going and keep your family going, and be able to replace that income that you're going to leave eventually, is ideal. If you have more, then great. If you have less, then it's going to put more pressure on you to really kind of replace that income quickly. And most of these entrepreneurial journeys don't happen overnight. They don't, all of a sudden one day you jump into some Facebook groups and you have clients. You need to build up trust, you need to build up credibility, and it takes time. So again, if you're starting a side hustle, starting to put yourself out there and actually trying to get some clients would be ideal as well, because then you have, 1 or 2 clients that you're servicing while you're still working full time, and that's already some income coming in. But if you don't have that, then start squirreling away some savings, because you're gonna need it. And also highly encourage you to do a bit of an analysis on your spending. So we all tend to, as we, increase our incomes year after year, hopefully year after year, or as you go through your journey of getting a new job, or you start earning more money, you start spending more. So what I encourage you to do is do a bit of an analysis on your spending. And so when we moved to the south of France and we fixed our incomes, which we had coming in from different revenue streams, we had to really, really look at our spending and make sure that there weren't any little leaks happening here and there. And we were able to curb our spending in a lot of different ways, because there was a lot of excess. And so this is just something that, again, when you become an entrepreneur, you just need to be really, really cognizant of, every single subscription that you have, your Zoom, your webinar, your ClickFunnels, all your different bits add up to a lot of money. And if you don't need all of those things, then maybe that you can let some of them go. But and the same thing is in your life spending. How much are you spending on groceries? All of that kind of stuff. So have a really good look at that, and if you can, simplify it. Number 3, start to really think about, as I said at the very beginning, you are at the center of your business. And so you really need to take care of the CEO, of the boss, and that's you. And if you're not filling your cup through the day or through the week or through the month, then you're going to just get depleted and depleted and depleted, and you're not going to have anything else to give. And guess what? The challenges and the obstacles in your life are not going to go anywhere. They're still going to show up. They're still going to be there. They're still going to happen. And so when, somebody comes into the house and there's a challenge happening, or there's your husband has had a tough day at work, or you have a client who's extra needy or extra difficult today, then if you're depleted and you're just at capacity in your mind, and you're depleted in your body and your heart, then you're not going to have the kind of ability to tackle those obstacles and those challenges as well as if you continually try to top your cup up. And there are so many things you can do for your mind and body to make sure that you have daily practices to do that. Meditation early in the morning, journaling early in the morning or any time in the day, going out and getting into nature. It's absolute therapy. Getting out for a walk, moving your body. You don't have to go out there to the gym or run, just move your body doing something. Outside, go for a walk around the block, get a breath of fresh air. I'm going to jump into number 4 because I can see my time is ticking. Number 4, study and find productivity hacks. So I highly encourage entrepreneurs who go out on their own to really start to hone in on how you can become more efficient. I'm a big advocate for trying to do more in less time, because now that you have the flexibility to be able to run your own business, you can kind of go one of 2 directions. One, you work 60 hours a week and you just become a crazed, woman or man just trying to do too much. Or you are the other person who kind of doesn't fill their days and has too much freedom and doesn't know how to, manage that time very well. So we want to kind of find a sweet spot in the middle where you can really enjoy the flexibility that you now have and the freedom that you now have to spend the time how you want to spend it. But that means that the hours of your work, you need to just get really, really productive. So I did a live actually yesterday on how I use my calendaring system and my planning system. So I can make a link again. I'm making lots of links in the comments here to that live, but it will shine some light on what I do. It's at a bit of a funnel with a high level, annual plan, and then coming down into my month and my week and then my tasks. And I use different tools to do that. And I'm a big advocate for trying to trying to just get smart about your work. I've mentioned her name many, many times, but Kate Northrup, I think her book is there, Do Less, and highly recommend it. It's a really, really good way of thinking about how you can just start to do less in the same amount of time. And it's super important as you become an entrepreneur because you will try to be all things. Number 5, and I actually talked about this a little bit in number 1 about immersing yourself in your industry. So following, engaging, reading, listening, doing all of that, as well as the networking that I talked about in number 1. So I've already covered that one, which is great. And so, how can I help? I'm here as a business and life coach to help guide you, support you, keep you accountable. And at the moment, I have a couple of ways to be able to do that with me. So, I've mentioned a couple of times through this presentation, but I'm going to link into a few different downloads that you'll be able to use in your business. So the planning tool, the getting into your personal why. And also I mentioned my Uplevel Lab, which is now open, and it is just a super supportive, collaborative mastermind for ambitious entrepreneurs. And it's mainly going to be women within the group. I'm pretty sure. I haven't had any men tapping on my door or my shoulder yet, but it really is a coaching program for businesses to accelerate their growth. It's for you to earn more income and make more impact this year. I highly suggest jumping on a call with me if you are somewhat interested. It is just going to provide you with, like I said, that big strategy, vision, and planning that we can do together, but also the roll up your sleeves, brainstorming, access with me at a text message or an email. And it's just that person that's going to keep you accountable, keep pushing you along every single day and every single week. That is just so essential on an entrepreneurial journey, and it will really fast track your growth. So if you're happy kind of going, slowly and taking your time in this, then that's absolutely fine. But a lot of us kind of want to get from here to there slightly faster so we can accelerate our growth. And a mastermind is a beautiful way to do that. And the support that you get from your like-minded other entrepreneurs and women in the group is just, I can't start to explain how powerful that is and how transformative it has been for me and my business in taking part in another mastermind. So spots are super, super limited because I am launching this just right now. It is for the first time. There are only 12 spots and they are going fast. So the other thing that you're going to be able to benefit from with this initial mastermind is that one, I've provided foundation member pricing. So the pricing is almost 90% off what the retail value is, because I just really want to learn from you and provide you with over the top value in my first round, because I'm going to want you guys to have the kind of success that I have seen, and that will give me a good testimonial. And I really want you guys to have the success that I know is possible. And so you're going to get access to me like you probably won't be able to get ever again. And just because I really want to make sure that every single person that's going to be taking part is going to be accelerating their growth and achieving what they want to achieve in this program. So jump on a call. I'll put the link in the comments to be able to do that. It's an absolutely free call. We can just have a chat, see whether or not there's a fit, see whether or not you're at the right stage, and we can go from there. Thank you for tuning in. I shall see you again next Tuesday. And if you have any questions at all, just find me in my emails, DMs, or in the comments here. Thanks, guys.